So I decided I kind of want to, I just graduated middle school a month ago, and I'm going into high school now, and my whole middle school experience, I've dealt with so much, and so this video is going to be for girls, but this topic for all the middle school questions that I never got answered, except from my friends who were also going through the same thing, so the advice really was sketchy. For this video is going to be girls' advice on relationships in middle school. Middle school relationships. So, first of all, middle school is where you're more than likely going to find your first true love. And there's a difference between, like, a relationship in middle school and, like, your first, like, it's just a big, if you know what I'm saying. But you have to realize that some major, first thing is the purpose of dating is to find who you are going to spend the rest of your life with. And I'm not saying that if you date someone you have to, like, commit to them and then you have to be like, yes, this is who I'm gonna marry. Like, you're just seeking out people until you find that person, that's fine. And if you may for a slightest second think, hey, this is cool, I wouldn't mind it, but you don't have to commit to the thought of being with them. Don't do that. But just know that dating eventually is that lead up until who you want to be with forever. And that's basically it. But don't let that make you think that you have to commit to that person, because what? 12, 13, 14, 11, that age range wants to be tied down like that. And I know I'm not saying this is every girl and I'm not saying this is every guy, but I'm just saying most girls are already starting to mature more than guys. And guys, even now, when they're like, not now, even when they're like 20 and they're older, they probably still don't want commitment. And that's just something that you're gonna have to learn to deal with until you find a guy that wants to be committed. And that's even if you want to be committed. I'm not saying that you even have to be committed to anyone. Everything's different. But I'm talking for the majority, because I'm pretty sure this would be like the majority of things as I've seen in middle school in my experiences. When you do find your first true love, realize that it feels like it's gonna be forever and you have no idea how it could end and you're just feeling on top of the world. It's a great feeling. Don't be scared of it ending, but just know that the chances of it lasting aren't good. My dad, he always told me, hope for the best, expect the worst. And that means, basically, is that hope that the relationship will last a long time, and enjoy it. Don't be scared to, like, don't let these words scare you into not wanting to be in a relationship, and get these, like, feelings for somebody, because you get good things out of it. You'll get so many good things, and you'll realize things about yourself, and you'll forget things about yourself, and that may be good or bad, but that's usually what your first love does to you, is it makes you forget and remember and realize and all sorts of things. It's such a powerful thing for such a young age, and all sorts of crap, and just, it's amazing, but also it'll come to an end. More than likely. You never know. Sometimes things happen and you end up with them for the rest of your life, but without a doubt, it will probably end. And so I'm saying this so I'm preparing you for heartbreak, because I was never told these things. Like, I never went to my mom or dad and talked about relationship things. And they never seemed to want to make me feel bad and say, you know, it's probably going to end. Well, my mom did once, but that was just different, and it was about something else, but I basically was never been told these things. And so when I was broken up with, I didn't know what to do with myself, and that's sad. Like, I was lost, because sometimes in a relationship, it might make you forget. You might, and don't do this, it'll become like your main support system. Don't let that happen. Still have yourself as a support system, and then go to that. I can't really process my words right now because I'm just saying this out of my heart. I didn't plan this. I just wanted to do this so it was passionate in my first thoughts, and so it has more depth to it. So when you do break up, when and if, don't think of it as you're building something up just to let it get ruined, because if it was a legitimate, just a nice, I guess the nicest way to break up, there really is no nice way to break up, but if it was like a nice way to break up, out of all the ways that you could have, you can still keep a friendship out of that. If you guys are both willing and mature enough to do that, do it. And then you can build a great friendship out of that, because trust me, friendships last forever, and I can talk about friends forever. I have the greatest friendships with my exes, and I only had 2 official boyfriends, 3 boyfriends, and just stupidness, but I've made great friendships out. I'm friends with almost all of them. And that's just because, why end it? Like, even though the relationship part is gone, you can still pursue a really good bond still, and still have that. And it's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. Another piece of advice that I'd like to bring towards relationships is your friends, as I was saying before about friendships, but I've done this before. I've gotten into many fights and lost friends over guys, and the thing is, your friends are always going to be there. A relationship, no, not always, especially in middle school, is not going to be there all the time. But your friendships that you make in middle school and high school and just everything, more than likely, the chances of them lasting a really long time, or maybe even forever, seem way more likely than a relationship. So you need to keep a nice balance between your friends and your boyfriend or girlfriend, or just your relationship. You need to keep a balance between that, and always keep your friends above your relationship is one thing that I'd have to say, because and not just like regular friends, but I mean the ones that are dear to your heart. And for me, that's only one person, but that's okay. So overall, if you can just keep with yourself, your friends, your schoolwork, your family, and your relationship, your significant other, if you can balance that out, it'll be a healthy relationship, and afterwards you'll have a great friendship, and it'll be like, I want you to be able to handle this better than I ever could, because relationship-wise, I've screwed up as much as one could screw up in that department, and I haven't even had that many boyfriends either, and and so I really would like, the purpose of the purpose of this video is to follow what I'm telling you, and so you can spare all those hurt feelings and all the drama, because you don't need that, especially as a growing girl. You don't need that. It's just so much, and it's too much at the handle at sometimes too, where you might do something that you would regret later on. Oh, and also, if you do break up, with your boyfriend, I suggest, personally, don't talk to them for at least, I mean, if you can't go without talking to them, if you do pursue a friendship with them, at least wait a full day before you talk to them again. And if not, a day to a week, because it's good. It just depends on how long it hurts. Because if it still hurts and you still talk to them, don't talk to, never mind them, but just anybody. Just distance yourself from your phone. Distance yourself, because you need time to heal until your emotions are fully there. Because when you're heartbroken, you'll do things that you never thought you would do. And you'd say things to people you never thought you'd say. And it just ends up with even more drama. And you're gonna feel so bad about yourself. And you're gonna feel like a horrible person. But you're not. You're just experiencing your first heartbreak. Which is the most confusing one and the most hurtful one. Just because you may have never thought that it would end like me. But yeah, so I really recommend just spacing yourself out, because if you don't, more than likely it'll get worse. And if you leave on a good note when you break up and then you just space it out, the good note's not going to stop until you come back when you're feeling better. When you come back, it's still going to be there. Nothing's going to change if you stop talking to them. It's going to be just as it was when it left off. I mean, maybe that they had time to think and heal too, so who knows? I don't know. I didn't do that. But I'm just saying, so you can do that, so that you don't make the mistakes that I made. Basically, this entire video is just because I'm trying to prevent people from doing what I did. Because however many people watch this, every view and every person who watches this is just one more person that I'm hopefully sparing from all of this unnecessary drama that comes along with being a teenager or transitioning into a teenager. And I hope this video I hope you really listen, and I hope you really get something from this video, because middle school is probably the worst time to be alive. Okay, that maybe is an exaggeration, but it's very emotional, and you just start to become who you are.